Hi everybody, it's Christopher Nejman. I'm back today with another tip for you, and as I promised, I was going to show you how to do this new way of adding an extension onto your shirt. Now, it's actually not new, it's just it hasn't been shown in many places, and it's not on all the patterns. So I learned this several years ago, and I'm going to show you how to do it, where you attach an extension to the pattern and you cut everything out at one time, and it's on both sides for you to have your front placket. This is a shirt that I just finished. It doesn't have the buttons yet, so I'm going to take you and show you very quickly, it's so easy, on how to get that extension attached and what measurements to do. So stick with me, I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back everybody. Now here is the front of the pattern as you buy it. Well, without the red line and without the tape on here. You'll understand in a minute. But this is a shirt that I'm doing for a friend of mine, and it's a wonderful pattern. This is the Islander pattern that I'm using. But what I did was, now the red line here indicates the 1/4 inch seam allowance allowed on this pattern for the front facing. Now normally there's another strip, a piece of facing that you cut by itself and then you sew it on and everything. Well, we don't want to do that. We want to add an extension on here that's going to allow you to cut this whole thing out in one cut, where the facing, the placket is going to be on here attached already when you cut this out. So all you're going to do after you cut it out is, now on here it is right here. This is the other side. I'll show you the other side. Now what you're going to do is, when you cut it out, first of all, you nip everything. You nip your little marks. This has a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so you're going to nip the bottom, and you're going to nip the top, and then when you go to fold it, there it is right there. Okay, there it is right there when you fold it, because you're going to match the nips on the bottom and the top, and then you fold it over, open it back up after you press it, and then find that fold line, press that, come over here and press that. Now, for some fabrics, you will need to fuse a strip of interfacing, and this is 1 3/4 inches wide. Let me verify that with you, because I sew so many different things, I want to be sure. So that is, yeah, 1 3/4 inches wide. And then when you fuse that on, and this is shirt tailor, and depends upon how stiff you want your front. I like mine a little firm. After I've been making some shirts, I realized I'd like it a little more firm in the front. So that, and there's how you get that front facing. There's no sewing on an extra piece, it's all built in, right? Okay, so there it is. You see how nice? How do you know what size? Well, here's what I did. For this shirt, what I did was, remember there's a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, now I'm going to put this down for you to see this. Okay, I cut this extra strip 3 inches. Plus I added a 1/4 inch. So this is 3 1/4 inches wide. See, that equals 3 1/4 inches wide. If you had a pattern that you did that had 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, then you add you make your strip 3 5/8 inches wide. Now, once you take mine, which is a 1/4 inch, it's 3 plus a 1/4 inches, so this white strip you see here is 3 1/4 inches wide, plus the 1/4 inch that's already built in, so now it's 3 1/2 inches. From the seam allowance to the end here is 3 1/2 inches. That's how you do it. So it's a 3 inch width, plus add on the seam allowance that's on your pattern. Now you may have to play with that, fudge it a little bit, test it, but this is what works on mine. Okay, and so let me review that one more time. 3 1/4 inches wide is the white extra strip that I attached onto my pattern. So it makes it 3 1/4 inches. Then there's a built-in 1/4 inch seam allowance. So from the seam allowance to the end of the new strip, it's 3 1/2 inches, and that's how you get that. Okay, and I'll take you over to the ironing board now and show you how to do the pressing and everything for the strip on the new piece. And the new piece I cut out, I'll take you through that. So let me show you here. Let me hold this up closer so you can see it. Okay, you got that? All right. So now, you could freeze that, by the way, and copy it. Freeze it and do a snapshot picture of the screen. So here's what I got on here. So I did my pattern. I buy the manila board from the supply for garment factory. You can get the supplies for when you go to Fashion Institute the supplies online. I got this on Amazon. Okay, so anyway, what I did was I added it. It's all built in now. You see, it's all built in. Let me slice down for the camera. That extension is built in. So then when I cut it out, there it is. And then I have my nips. See? And you just follow the nip on the bottom and the top to be able to have an even fold line, so it's even all the way down when you go. And I'm going to do that at the ironing board next, okay? Let's go. Okay, I'm at the ironing board and I realized that I'm not going to be able to get everything in the camera, so I'm just going to have to slide this up and down for you to see. So this is the top of my shirt, and this is the bottom of my shirt. This is the right shirt panel, okay? Now what I'm going to do is find that nip. Find that nip. It's right there. I'm going to fold that over there at the nip, and then I'm going to come down here. You can see up here. See, here's the nip here. Found the nip at the top and folded that over. Then I've got the nip up here. I've got the nip up here that I'm going to find. Find that, fold it over. And then you're going to lay that out on your ironing board. And I use steam in my iron to steam this. Those nips at the top and the bottom are going to allow you to get an even press. There we go. Now, if you get to, like at the bottom here, when you see when I folded it over, I'll show you. When I folded it over the bottom, you're going to have a little dog ear stick out. Don't worry, because see, this is curved, and the panel extension that I put on was straight. So don't worry about that, okay? Now, here's the next part. I told you I like to do the adding of the interfacing. So, but the next thing I want to do first, before I do that, is I want to fold this to the line. The press line. Fold the next piece to the press line all the way down, and then press that. That pressing indentation there allows you there. So see, after we do this, and we can fold it again, and there is your placket, you see. But I want to put a strip of interfacing. You only need one little strip, and that was that strip that's 1 3/4 inches. So you're going to fuse this on, and when I say fuse, you lay the iron down and give it some steam and a little pressure, and then move it over. Go to the next area. Make sure you've got that on there evenly, butted up against the edge of that fabric. Alright. Lay the iron down, shot of steam, lift, go to the next place, down, shot of steam, and you get the idea, right? And you do that the whole way down. And then you're going to see when you fold it over, and fold it this way, fold it here, and you fold it here, and then there you go, you got your placket. You see, isn't that nice? And it's all going to be perfectly even for you. And then you're going to make sure that you're going to hit it again with the iron, and there's your placket. How about that? Nice, right? Very nice. There you go. That's how you do it. And then you follow your directions to do your regular placket. So when you sew on this line, you sew 1/4 inch seam allowance off the edge here, and then you're going to flip that out, and you're going to have that 1/4 inch seam allowance there, and then you sew 1/4 inch here. And this is a placket that's already going to be down. You see that? I'll show you on this other shirt again that's already done. So this is the left side of a men. For the ladies, you do the right side. So look here. See, this is how it was on here. Okay? This is how it was. You sew your 1/4 inch seam allowance, top stitch it on the outside, top stitch that, 1/4 inch. Then you flip it out and you press it and do a 1/4 of an inch seam from the edge there. And here's your front placket on the shirt. Okay? And this one is the part where the buttonholes would go for a man or a woman. But like I said, this is the men's side. So the men, you do this on the left side. And then see on the men's right side, you're just going to top stitch a 1/4 of an inch here, a 1/4 of an inch here, and see it stays folded over to the other side like that. Now remember, on a woman's blouse or shirt, it's the opposite side. So on a man's, the left placket that's on the outside like this, that's the left side. On the ladies, you do this on the right side. But both pieces are cut the same size for this. You see? See how much easier that is? All right, I hope this tip helped you guys. Give it a shot. Try it. And let me know how you're doing, you know? Write some comments. I do get a chance to read the comments. I can't answer them all. And also, remember, if you watch the videos on YouTube, there's a description box below the YouTube video for you to read where I'll put link information for you or information. Then you could do a Google search and look the other information up yourself. Okay, so remember that, the description box, always look at the description box, and that will show you extra information. Okay? All right, take care everybody. Bye now.